Polygamy. Man, why can't people stay one place? Polygamy is something that is part of Africa. It's part of our culture. It's part of our life. Just like the famous actor that we have, Yola Doce, when he took a second wife, Judy, the whole internet scattered. Is there any woman that deserves to be outside? Because you know this thing called polygamy, a lot of women are actually selfish with it. You know, when your husband gets another woman pregnant, you're like, you want her to stay outside while you're the married one. If a man decides to want to take in the woman that he impregnated, I think it's an honorable thing. Take a walk.
Most people, most of these celebrities, they come out to talk what they do not mean, what they cannot tolerate. If you were not brought up in a polygamous home, you will not understand what we that grew up in polygamous home went through. No woman should be forced to accept polygamy, except your husband tell you when you want to marry as first wife, say, okay, I be African man, or I go practice polygamy. Then you can, if you want to accept, you accept. You prepare your mindset for it. For those of you that did not grow up in a polygamous home, now let me tell you what polygamy does to children. Polygamy affects the mental health of the children, because there will be competition. Everybody in the family wants to outdo each other. There will be jealousy, there will be enviness. It will, as a woman, it will affect you mentally, physically, you know, spiritually. Polygamy can bring a woman down. Nothing concerns the man, though. Nothing concerns the man. The man will be so when you wake up in the morning, if you keep money for food, yes, everybody, you know, take care of your children. But you see that care and fatherly love, your children will not get it up to 10%. You as a woman, you'll be the one to be, you act like the father, you act like the mother, you know. Do not wish polygamy for any woman, even if that person is your enemy. Do not pray for any woman's marriage to be broken. Any right person, any person that has experienced polygamy while growing up as a child, you will not want to indulge in polygamy. Never. Even if your marriage is, you know, is shaking, you want to fix that marriage. I can still remember how it affected my life. It will affect your child's well-being, their abilities, their potentials. Nobody is looking out for the potentials of the child. Nobody is looking out for the well-being of the child. Speaking of this self-acclaimed relationship therapist, person CEO, of course, from her content, you know she's very controversial. She says what she doesn't mean. Now, this advice is coming from someone who clearly could not tolerate the excesses of her husband, and she has to move out from her marriage just to be able to bounce back as a woman, just to be able to, you know, pursue her dream right now, just to be able to discover herself as a woman. I want to take advice seriously. You know what my mother went through. See me, Edoche, I am really applauding her, because she says that her marriage, everything she has worked for to make that marriage work, something that she has put her effort, her hard work into for so many years, just crumbled in a second, in a minute, within a twinkle of an eye. That woman can go into depression. Polygamy can put you into depression as a woman. Do not be forced to accept polygamy because of what you think people will say. Now let me tell you, whatever it will take for your marriage to work, do it as a woman. But if it comes to the part where your husband has taken a second wife, and you know you don't have that strength, let me tell you, please save yourself and move out. Yes, most times they will say you have to fight for what belongs to you. You have to fight for your marriage after building up for several years. But when you say that it's not working, my dear, save yourself the stress and move on. Nobody deserves you when they cannot appreciate you. Most times these men, when you build with them, you start with them from the scratch. Nobody wants to see the effort that you have done. Nobody's only these side chicks see the success of a man. You see, they will not start, you know. In reality, no woman will want to accept polygamy